I used to work at this ramen noodle restaurant when I was probably like 20 or 21 years old, right? And the owner of this place really liked the Studio Ghibli movies, and he would have those movies on all the times, right? And this owner guy used to just come in out of nowhere, spit his game just to tell us do this and do that, and canvas through the place, just making sure everything is to his likings. And after that, he would just walk out the place to go to horse races and boat races, and not coming back until almost like closing time. The guy was pretty heavy into gambling back then. I mean, he was cool to me, but everyone hated him because he would always smell like sweat and cigarette butts. And as soon as he walks in, he starts shaving in the back like zzz. It was pretty annoying because actually that was where we used to prepare food. That was where we used to make broth and cut vegetables and meat and stuff. So it was pretty disgusting. And sometimes we didn't even know the guy was there until we heard the buzzing sound. And one time a boy and I were mashing the shit out of the noodles to make this one big chunky, dough of noodles. And we were just smacking the shit out of each other with that big bowl. And I heard a buzzing sound, and I told my guy, like, yo, knock it off, he's here. And he didn't get it. So he was like, what? And I was like, yo, the guy is in the back. He was like, oh shit. Back then we were into some stupid stuff like that. So we used to play a lot of hip hop music videos and live shows when we were working together, like really loud, to the point where we had customers come in with a frown on their faces. Looking back, we had been fucking up his business really bad, like big time. But back then we didn't even give a shit, because it was like, for us, the less busier, the better. So like as soon as he walked out, we would just flip the channel and started blasting songs like Dr. Dre's The Next Episode, like
it's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
Or like
smoke weed every day.
And he comes back in and yells at us to switch back to Ghibli movies. That was crazy. And one day, when the owner was in the back just minding his business, and my boy and I were in the kitchen, and we had Princess Mononoke on, when a family with two little kids walked in. And as soon as they came in, the kids got excited, like, oh look, they got Princess Mononoke on. And they took a seat and started watching while they waited, and I cooked their noodles and served, and they started eating. And the kids really loved the noodles, but at the same time they just kept their eyes on TV. It was like they were really enjoying what they were seeing. They look happy, and the parents look happy too, so they were just having a good time, right? And then in Mononoke, there are scenes where like this demonized giant boar striking this small village, and this boar got a bunch of maggots on its body, and they were like swarming, and some of them coming off its body, and it was pretty gross, right? And while they were eating, that scene came on, and we were like, uh-oh, and at first they looked at their noodles, and then they looked at us, and me and my boys were like looking at each other for a second and like, yo, what the hell were we supposed to do? But we just shrugged our shoulders, like, he told us not to change the channel, and just pretended like we didn't see nothing. Of course they didn't finish the noodles, and I felt bad for ruining their good time, but it wasn't really our fault, right? We could have changed the channel, but they had already seen it, so it was too late, But so after that, we never played Mononoke at that place, and of course we didn't tell the owner what happened either. You know what I mean? So that was a little story of when I was working at this ramen restaurant, and I just wanted to, I just remember how stupid I was back then, and I just wanted to share,